I'd like to welcome you to BeMoreNews.com, the news before the news, where we uncover the truth. How are you, Mr. Stokes?
Hey, I'm great, Donnie. I'm glad to be out today. I am disappointed, though, because we're in the Avenue Market. It's the only market I've been in ever where there's no produce. There's no fresh produce. There's no fresh meat.
Well, we got it 1 or 2 days a week.
Well, there is a nonprofit group that comes in here on Wednesday and Saturday, and they sell produce very cheaply. Very cheaply. But any other day, you come into this market, you cannot get fresh produce, you can't get fresh meat, you can't get fresh fish. It's disgraceful, actually, that the city is running a market and you can't shop.
So this is West Baltimore. You know, we're near Pennsylvania Avenue. I've shown you the homeless shelter across the street.
Right.
Showed you the open air.
Right.
You've seen the homeless people, the homeless addicts, the panhandlers.
Right.
And yet you still want to run for City Council President.
Well, this is the reason, part of the reason I want to run for City Council President, because I want to invest in the areas that the city currently does not invest in. Look, I've been sitting in City Hall, and I know every week they get tens of millions of dollars, meaning the city gives its taxpayer dollars every week to very wealthy developers, vendors, contractors. Black people in this town are not only not getting their share, there's no parity. Forget equality, black folk are not getting back what they're giving.
What doesn't add up is that we have one of the highest percentages of black elected officials in the country.
Right, and black leadership has let down black people in the city of Baltimore. Great. It wouldn't happen in Washington, D.C. It didn't happen in Atlanta. It didn't happen in Chicago. Only in Baltimore, where it seems to be normal for black people to mistreat black leadership, to mistreat black folk, does this happen. With all of the succession of black mayors we've had in this city, there's no doubt that black people should be doing much better economically than we're doing right now.
Well, that's why, you know, one of the reasons I look up to you, you have run a business or two. I bought my first leather jacket from you, every man's son.
Every man's son in Montgomery. And
if our elected officials don't understand business, what's the point?
What is the point? Yeah, we've had black businesses before in this town, and we have served well. It makes no sense for us to give money to non-black developers, entrepreneurs, and then say that they have to hire black people in their businesses. That's not the way it works. White people are going to hire white people. Italian people are going to hire Italian people.
And they expect black people to hire black people.
They expect black people. One of the worst questions I've ever been asked is when we have black leadership, white people say to me, Carl, why don't your people take care of your people? Why won't they hire their own people? And that's more than a legitimate question.
I think we suffer from an elitism where those blacks who may make it in position forget.
Some, Donnie, not all. I can't paint that.
I said some.
But it's black political leadership that has really been letting us down. We, as a city, give away tens of millions of dollars every week at the Board of Estimates. Go look at that sheet.
We give up waivers so they don't have to hire MBEs.
The waivers are the most ridiculous thing. We're treated as a minority. We treat ourselves as a minority when we're the majority of the city. Why are we begging someone to give us 10%, 15%, even 20%? Why when we're 65%? It doesn't make sense. Give our resources back to our communities and to our own folk, and then we will be able to take care of ourselves. You give money to a black business person, he's going to hire black people. She's going to hire black people. So our money needs to go to us.
Okay, so we got you in the race. You got Nick Mosby and Leon Pinkett. They both represent West Baltimore, and then you have Shannon Sneed. She's over there in your neck of the woods. What's going to distinguish Carl Stokes from the rest of the field?
Experience.
Of course, you're better looking, right?
Experience and the fact that I've done it. I don't have to tell people what I'm going to do. Remember, Donnie, I'm the guy who stood in the gap between giving away $800 million to a wealthy white developer 3 times. I'm the guy who said, don't go forward with this deal because it doesn't give enough money to black people. I'm the guy who stood in the gap. I'm the guy who said, let's audit the city books because there's so much corruption and so much incompetence. Audit the books. People who are running for this office now voted against auditing the book, against it. So what makes me better is because I've done it. Listen, I've been progressive before folks start calling themselves progressive. I was introducing progressive legislation and people were voting no to my progressive legislation.
Any final thoughts?
My final thoughts is April 28th is coming soon. April 16th is even sooner, as that's when we begin early voting. I'm asking people to vote for Carl Stokes. Please vote for Carl Stokes because I've already shown that I will be progressive, that I am progressive, and that I will stand for black people. And here's the thing, Donnie, I will say out of my mouth, like Marion Barry, like Maynard Jackson, like Harold Washington, I will deliver black economy to black folk.
Love and respect you. Thank you for supporting black business. Keep watching BeMoreNews.com, the news before the news, where we uncover the truth.
Thank you.